Before the pandemic, Cheshire AV focused primarily on creating efficient audio-video setups for live in-person events. Since COVID has made large in-person events impossible in most cases, Cheshire AV has pivoted its focus and built a state-of-the-art streaming studio within their facility. It's fully equipped with top-tier tech and fully complies with CDC COVID guidelines. I connected with Justin Cheshire to learn more about it. Take a look. This morning, we are talking with Justin Cheshire. He is the Director of Marketing and Business Development with Cheshire AV. Justin, good morning. Thanks for joining us today.
Good morning, Emily. Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. All right, so we're talking tech today on Rochester in Focus. Can you start off by giving us a little overview of Cheshire AV and your history of the company?
Sure. So Cheshire AV started back in 1994. My father started the business after a long career with Eastman Kodak Company, supporting their corporate communications division. And since then, myself, my brother, and our team have taken over the company, and we provide live event solutions to the corporate, association, and exhibit markets.
So pre-pandemic, your focus was more live events that people could attend in person, but you have a pretty exciting development on the horizon here, which is a new streaming studio. Was that always in the plan, or was that kind of a product of the pandemic?
That was definitely a product of the pandemic. Yeah, so back in March, as we all know, the live events world and the world as a whole took a pause. And in dealing with the pandemic, we still wanted to be able to offer up the same solutions to our clients that we did in the live event world. And more importantly, to me as a business owner, I desperately wanted to keep the dream team working. I really wanted to keep the employees together, keep the team together, so that when things get back to normal, we were able to have that team. So with that said, we decided back at the end of May to open up the studio, and we began taking down some space here and then setting up the system for our clients to have a safe space to stream their events from.
So what kinds of possibilities does this new streaming studio open for Cheshire AV?
So the studio lends itself to presenters who have travel restrictions, who may not be able to go as a keynote speaker to a live event. It's CDC guidelines is what we follow here. So we sanitize, we follow all their guidelines, rules, restrictions to keep our guests safe. It could be a panel discussion. We can stream out to any platform that they desire. We have multiple different options. And could be a panel discussion for a corporation, could be a team of executives or executive directors on an association. It's really anybody looking to get their message out. The other thing that we can also offer is pre-produced content from the studio. So if you wanted to put together a compelling piece, we have a shoot this afternoon for a keynote speaker. We're pre-producing it, and then we're going to play it back for her live, and she's going to be able to answer the Q&A and be a part of that live presentation next week.
You kind of mentioned it a little bit in your answer there, but you have a wide range of offerings, everything from presentations that reach millions of viewers to at-home, smaller home setups. Can you kind of talk about your approach to customizing each package and how you go about it?
Sure. The At-Home Plus system that we're offering our clients started with an exhibit house we work with here locally, and they had an end user who had a panel discussion, and they wanted a higher end option for those panelists. So we created a system that ships all in one box to them, has a YouTube video with instructions in the box and then on YouTube on how to set it up, and then we have remote access to it, and that provides you the professional lighting, audio interface, and a high-end laptop to put you in the best place to look your best. And then we also have the studio approach that we talked about. And last but not least, we could certainly bring a team of professionals to you if travel restrictions didn't eliminate that option, and we could stream from your home or business to the end users attending the conference or event.
Lots of options to consider here. And of course, the pandemic has sort of sped up the development of a lot of these technologies. Justin, in the next 5-10 years, what kinds of new developments do you foresee in the audio-video world?
So in talking with the experts in our field, we really feel like this is going to be the norm for the next 3 to 5 years, if not for the, for the foreseeable future, even beyond that. I think that hybrid meetings are going to be the norm, where you have studios like this that are safe for guests to come in and do their thing and present and put out a high polished image, but you're going to have smaller groups and attendees at home. So I think the large general sessions are going to change, and hybrid meetings are going to take over for the time being.
Once again, Justin Cheshire from Cheshire AV, it's been a pleasure. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. As Justin mentioned, Cheshire AV has been in business since 1994, and they take an individualized, custom approach to meeting their clients' needs using the latest in audio and video technology. To learn more about them, visit their website at cheshireav.com.